Another important element of maintaining your boat is protecting the finish on the boat. Now, if you're starting out with a boat new or an as-new condition boat, you're going to have gel coat that looks probably something like this. This is a very shiny, high-polished finish, and when gel coat comes out of the mold, it's very tight and repellent, and it's not porous, okay? This stuff shines so well and maintains its color because of that. Now, if you put polish on the boat, you're gonna help protect that finish and keep the UV from penetrating and the elements outside, salt, air, everything, from penetrating that, maintaining that non-porous finish. Now, for a boat that's well maintained, this one-step premium marine polish is gonna do the job. When you run into different levels of oxidation that are gonna come down the road, you're gonna need to go a little bit heavier into it. We've got another boat over here that's got various degrees of oxidation. We can really demonstrate the other products on. Why don't we have a look at them?
Let's do it.
Okay, Corey, we got a few issues with this boat right here. We looked at this boat that was perfectly maintained and a brand new finish on the boat. It's obviously been taken well care of. And you know, you can keep a boat like that for many years if you keep up with it. A lot of people, unfortunately, let a boat get away from them, and that's where this boat comes in. This boat has seen a lot of sun exposure and hasn't been really well maintained with a coat of wax. So if you've got a boat with oxidation, there's going to be various different degrees of oxidation on the boat.
And depending on how much oxidation you need, that's when you'll know how much cut to use. And so we offer a few different products so you can approach that from different angles. We've got your polish, like you've talked about, and it will take off some light oxidation, very light. If you've got some scuff marks that won't be taken off with maybe a scrubber, you want to come and use the polish. But then we move into a cleaner wax. That's light to medium oxidation. That's usually your go-to. If you've got some oxidations that's built up over the season, you're probably going to use cleaner wax to cut through that and then add this shine back onto it. So it's just one step. And then continuing with the one steps, we've also got Restorer Wax. So Restorer Wax is medium to heavy oxidation. You've got some grit in there. It's taking off that oxidation. You're still putting on that layer of protection so you don't have to go through multiple steps to get the shine that you want.
Okay, so each of these products includes the polish built in. So it's an easy one-step process. You're gonna restore the finish and apply the protective barrier all in one step. Now,
Right.
This boat has got some very, very serious oxidation, and I know just from looking at it that that's not gonna cut it, and at that point, you've gotta go to a compound, and the compound is basically just an abrasive, and the abrasive is gonna remove all that stuff, but it's not gonna apply a protective finish. Why don't you tell me about the types of compound that we've got, and then what do you need to do to protect it after the fact?
Right, so we have two rubbing compounds. We have a medium one and one for heavy oxidation. And once you get to the heavy oxidation, you really are taking off a whole layer of gel coat to start fresh. Mostly you're going to apply that with a buffer, and then afterwards you come back with the polish. Now, sometimes you need multiple coats of polish. We say put a coat on and maybe come back 28 days later and put another coat on just to seal that in, but you really want to protect your gel coat once you've taken a layer off.
Okay, now if I was a professional detailer, I would come and look at this boat and see that there's a bunch of different degrees of damage done to the boat. It varies from really heavy oxidation back here to not so bad up underneath the bow flare on the boat up there where it hasn't been exposed so much to the sun. If I was a novice to this, or this is a first-time boating experience for me, how do I determine, what's the best way for me to determine which product to use?
That's actually really difficult sometimes for the novice to determine. Mostly if you touch it and it's coming off, you've got a lot of oxidation. If you get the chalky feeling on your fingers, more than likely you're leaning more toward having to compound it because you've let it go too long. But if it's not coming off to the touch and you can actually see that there are areas of it with some shine to it still, then you can reach for more likely a cleaner wax, and that's probably your best bet. If you think that it's a little heavier, there's no real shine to it, then you reach for the Restorer Wax.
That's all good, Corey. Now, I know my boat needs wax, but I don't have time to get to it this weekend. Is there an option for me?
So we actually hear that a lot. You've got company coming over and you want to get the boat clean fast. So using a speed detailer is a great way to keep up your shine between your polishes.
And not unlike all the cleaning products we've already discussed, all of these products are going to help protect your investment and really contribute to your enjoyment level on the boat, because as we both know, it's much nicer to get on a boat that's really just in tip-top shape and shiny. I mean, it just makes the whole day better.